Hi everyone, I am Akshay Gadikar. I have created this cool package named Export CSV, Bulk Export CSV. That's like heading suggests it exports unlimited records into CSV. So that is the use case of the package. So this has kind of long documentation. So some developers requested me to make a video for this. So it will be easy for developers to follow along. Like how can we make most out of this package? So yeah, I thought the same thing. So let's dive in and let's go step by step what this package is offering and how we can like how much flexible it is and how we can make most out of it to export records into CSV. So, so you can see, like, let's start with the introduction. So this package will help you in exporting unlimited data using the Laravel's eloquent query and JSON resource. So in a way, you need a eloquent query and a JSON resource to export records into CSV. It is based on queue batching of Laravel. It's like you are going to have billions of records, so definitely you need to queue those records, right? And it supports all database eloquent supports. So in a way, like eloquent query, the eloquent supports like MongoDB, MySQL, PGSQL, SQL at lots of databases. So in a way, like if you are going to use like any database, MySQL, MongoDB, anything, and if you're just using eloquent query for that, you will be able to export this record to CSV. So I think that's great. So it's not a database agnostic. You can use any kind of database. So yeah, before starting, let me like show you, like I have a fresh Laravel project here. You can see one API is already done here, like login API. So we have a fresh Laravel project here, almost fresh, and I'm using MySQL the database. Oops. Okay. Yeah. So we have a practice database here, and you can see lots of tables here, but the main table is users table. You can see almost like 214k records are there, and we are going to export these records into CSV. And you can see that we have company ID here, so every user is associated with one company. So we have a companies table, and we have 10 different companies, so each user is associated with this one of the companies from here. Okay, so we have a users table, companies table, and we also have roles table as well. So each user has a one role out of this, developer, either way, business analyst or project manager or team lead. So these are the main tables. We also have another table like this end CSV info. I will tell you in a bit what is the use case of this table. I guess let's truncate this table. It's already filled in. Yeah, so it's empty now. So I will tell you in a bit what is the use case of this table. And we have other tables as well. So we can see this is related to OAuth. So I am using passport for the user authentication. We have permissions and roles table as well. So I'm using spaces, roles and permissions for this. So yeah, so let's start. We are going to export this 240k records into CSV, for example. Okay. So let's go step by step process. Yes, let's install the package. This is the command composer require a key slash bulk export CSV. I will prefer to open command from here. Yep. So let's paste the command. You can see it's version 2 is as of now the current version of the package. Version 2 the last week, I just released it last week. Okay, it's done. So after that, so we get a config file, a model and the migration. So let's publish them. Okay, done. After that, we have migration for the queue table. So as at the start, as it is being told that it is based on queue batching of Laravel, it simply means that it uses a queue mechanism, right? So here we have two commands. This each command is going to prepare a migration for us. So this PHP address queue table actually prepares migration for the uh, queue job. So like if you are going to, like if you have already worked with the queue job, you know that whenever you dispatch a job, it will go into the database and PHP address and keyword command will listen to the entry in that database table. Okay, so like if you are going to use RabbitMQ or some kind of, then you don't need this command. But if you are going to use database as a queue connection, then you definitely need this. And in my local, I'm going to use a database as a queue connection. So yep, so let's run that migration created successfully. And queue badges table, this is for the queue badging, so this is important. Okay, let's run this as well. Let's run PHP artisan migrate. All the migrations are done. Okay, so let's start the usage. We need to make an eloquent query for this, so for the users table. Let's go to this, and I will make a controller. Let's make a control PHP artisan make controller bulk export CSV controller. Yes. Okay, let's make a function bulk export CSV request. Okay, so what I will do is I will call a users model here. Oh no, it's done. Let's prepare a query user double colon, and if you go to the users model, you will see it has relationship with the company's model. This company is just like that model is the same model that denotes this table, this company's table. So that model has like this is the model has to do with this table, company's table. Okay, each model has associated with the table, right? So we can go here with company. So we have a query here, so I'm gonna fetch each user with the company that user is associated with. So we will also get the name of the company as well. And then what is the next step? So we have a query done. We need to make a resource. So let's make a resource. So user resource is the same name of the resource I will keep, because we are going to fetch we are going to export users record. So let's paste. So resource created successfully, right? So let's go to the resource, user resource. So what I'm going to do, I will export name, email, contact number, and the company. So let's go name. So oops, email. We have name, email, and contact number. So then we have a company. So this user model has a relationship with the company, and then the name. So this is the resource that we are going to use to export CSV. Like we are telling the package that these are going to be the name of the columns, and these are going to be their values. So what we need, like, but we don't need to make a resource object. What package needs is the namespace of the resource. Basically, let's copy this, and you can see this is the resource namespace, right? App http resources, app http resources, and the name of the class user resource. This way class itself, just from the namespace, will make an object for us at the backend under the hood. and we'll do the key mapping for the CSV process. Okay, so what is the next step now? So we have to like use this bulk export CSV. Let me copy this as well. So yes, so this is the package. Just ignore this red underline. It's not an error. So we have the bulk export CSV global namespace, and it has the build method on it, and we need to send query and the namespace, and that's it. I mean, this will start your export process. Okay, this returns some things, right? You can, if you can go here, you will say there's a build method returns bulk export configuration used for export CSV. So what is this bulk export configuration? So if you like, if you remember, if you go here, we have published the config file model and migration. So if you go to the config file, here it is the config file, right? So let's go one by one. I mean, let's, this is configuration is necessary because you can see here that before exporting into CSV, make sure to fill config slash bulk.csv.php correctly, which is shown below. So what these all parameters are expecting from us, let's go one by one. So records per job. So what happens is that like we are going to we can export unlimited records, right? So those records are divided into jobs. Okay, so we have to decide for one job how many records we want to export. Okay, so basically, like, I will advise that do not go above 100K, because otherwise you will get the request amount error. Okay, so here I will keep only 50,000. Okay, 50K. And then for the performance wise, even fetching 50,000 like records to export into CSV, it might be like the request still may take lots of time. So what we'll do, we can divide into chunks. So like I have 50,000 records, I will chunk them into 5. So what will happen is that in one job, 50,000 records will be processed in the chunk of 5, like 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, and then 10,000, like 50,000, like 5 times 10,000 records will be fetched. So this is good for the performance, right? And when the CSV is done, we have to specify in the storage folder in which directory CSV will be uploaded. Okay, so I will keep it export CSV. You don't need to make this directory, package itself will make it for you and upload the CSV there. Okay, now this is important. Okay, that when like when the CSV gets prepared for you, you may want to send that CSV to the user via mail or some kind of process. You may want to upload it on the S3 AWS cloud. So which method you want to call, you have to specify here. Like package comes with the model. So you will see here, if you go, it publishes a model as a bucket CSV, and that model has a relationship with this table like bucket CSV. So that model represents bulk export CSV table. This is the table. This is where the information will be stored, like for an export request for a CSV, like what is the status of that CSV, done or not done, everything I will tell you in a bit. Like what is the meaning of all these columns. Okay, so so basically what you have to do is here you can like make a function, public function, but here you have to give the namespace and the method. So in a way, when you will make a function, it will have it should be in a class. So you have to give the namespace of the class and the method, the public method. But this package already ships that for us. It has a bug CSV model, and there is already a function handle CSV. Okay, so you can see namespace app models bulk export CSV, app models bulk export CSV, and then the method is handle CSV. So you can see handle CSV. Now by default, whenever this function by default takes only one parameter, and it is bulk export configuration. Now what is this bulk export configuration? That bulk export configuration is this configuration we are talking about. Okay, this key value pairs, it has that key value pairs, but it also has some extra parameters. Okay, which parameters, extra parameters it has, which parameter it gives you. So like when I will hit the API, I will tell you in a bit, like which like we have to make an API for this to call this function. So I will show you like which parameters it has. So like basically When the CSV is done, this method gets called. Okay, and you will see that from this CSV path we will get the name of CSV, the path of the CSV, because CSV is uploaded in the storage folder, so the path of the storage directory. So you can directly take the CSV from here and mail to the user of one of the S3, something like that. When CSV gets failed, in a way like any job gets failed or any exception gets thrown, then what to do? In that case, this function will get called handle failed CSV, just like in the same namespace, and here is the method. So you can override these methods as well, like you can make your own controller and make your own method, and just make sure that it has this bulk export configuration as a one parameter. Okay, so when the like if CSV gets failed, it will come here, and then you can like what is the reason of the failure, like you can use the jobs ID. I will tell you in a bit what is jobs ID. Okay, and you can get that error, and maybe you can log that error or some kind of whatever any logging mechanism you have. Okay, so this is CSV failure. Then we have database connection here as well. So basically like this bulk export CSV table we are having here, right? This same table bulk export CSV, right? So this table as I told you, it has information about the export CSV process. So you may want to migrate that table into MongoDB, MySQL, another database. So that's why you need to specify the connection for this table. So I think when you run PHP address migrate that like we ran at the start, I think if you want to better go and migrate this table into somewhere else, so you better first specify the DB connection for that table and then run the PHP address and migrate. Okay. So as I'm running I'm already using MySQL, I did not do that. So we have DB connection, then queue connection for the jobs. So as I told you, like we are going to use database here. You can use Rabbit or any kind of queue connection, but as of now we are using database by default. And here we also has database here. You can see. So this is queue connection that you want to like for this bulk export CSV queues. Where do you want to dispatch those jobs? That's why we have queue connection here. Okay. Then after that, after we have name of queue where it should be dispatched. So we can also give the name for the queue jobs, like on which particular queue jobs should be dispatched. So we can decide that for this bulk export CSV jobs, which queue on which queue should we get dispatched. Like so, I can like rename this bulk export CSV. Okay, so this is name of. After that, we have name of queue job batch. We are going to like this job batching is what we are going to use under the hood. So we can also name that job batching. So no, I won't change the name here. I will keep it the same bulk export CSV. We have job timeout. So if you think that any particular job can take more than longer time, then you can specify in seconds. I will just keep it as a null to let, so queue job will use the default time for that, and delete CSV job fail. This is like when the export CSV is like in the process, and if any exception gets thrown, then it will go into the error stage, right? So in that time you will have exports like CSV that is not totally prepared. So in that case, that CSV I think is not of any use case. Like if you are going to export 1 lakh records and see and the 55,000 records are exported to CSV and suddenly job fails, then on the entire process is stopped. So the CSV of 55,000 records, I don't think it has any use case. So you can decide here that if you want to, if you specify true in the CSV, if job failed, then the CSV will be deleted. If we specify it as a false, then it will be there in the storage directory already. So I will specify it as a true. Okay, I think we are good to go from here, right? So this is the configuration we have. This is our model. Okay, so where we will like where we are deciding like once CSV gets processed, which function to call. Otherwise it failed, which function to call. Okay, so yeah, so we are I think done here. Like we can start the process, I guess. Right, so I will start the queue job first. So you know what, okay, let's start the queue job first. So if you go to the package, you can see how like You can see like you have to run the command php addition keyword and name of the queue, and this is the same name I have kept. So I will just copy this command and paste here. Okay, so let's go. And now let's turn this into an API. Okay, so I will make an API out. I think it will get will be the bulk export CSV. Let's give entire namespace. And what I will, as I'm using a passport, will use path for the middleware. So this path API. So this API will be accessed by only logged in user, right? So let's go to call this API. We have a Thunder client here, right? For a testing purpose, I will just return something from here, so we will know API has been called successfully. Let's return 11. First of all, let's get the token. Oh, connection diffused. We have not started the connection. Start a connection from here. PHP minus yes. Localhost 9000 root public. So yep, yep. We got the token. Let's make a new request. Bulk export CSV. We need the token first, right? Got the token. It's a BRA token, right? So we need to pair it. So we got it. Hit the API, return 11. So yep, we got this. It worked. Okay, doesn't need to rename it. Okay, so now let's rename it as a bulk export CSV. Yeah. So I think we can start the export CSV process, right? So let me hit the API. Okay, API is hit, and we also got some kind of response here. And yes, you can see jobs are also started running. So CSV process has been started already in a way. No. Okay, so what this exactly means? I mean, we got so many parameters here. Exactly, right? So you can go here and you can see here that on the response we get the bulk export configuration used for export CSV. So whatever the configuration that we filled here, we got that entire, and you can see, records per job 50,000. That's what we mentioned. Chunk of records for the 5. That's what we mentioned. So we got everything. You can see our last key was delete CSV job file. This was the last. So we also got here delete CSV job file, but we got three extra things. Okay, and this package tells us that it will also give records count, total number of records to export. So it counted how many records we are going to export at the, like, when the CSV process started. And as we know, we are already exporting kind of around 214k records, so it's kind of perfect. The jobs ID. So whenever the export CSV starts, it does entry in this table. Now if we refresh this table, so you can see our entry is being added. So this is jobs ID, is a unique ID that is generated by the package itself. So like it will be easy for us to know, like, which jobs ID, like which jobs ID that particular request has. Okay, so for this required, we got this jobs ID, right? So with the use of this jobs ID, we can query in this table, and we can get this information about the export CSV process. Okay, and we have batch ID. So the batch ID is already stored here as well. You can see batch ID, because in the backend under the hood we are using the queue batching. So this is the batch order of that queue batching. So one who has already worked the queue batching, there is already always a unique ID that is being generated by the Laravel itself. This is the batch ID we are having here. So we have jobs ID and batch ID as well. And you can see if you go to the table that the total jobs were 5 because 214k records, okay, and we divided into 50,000 records for one job, so it was like almost 5 jobs. Those 5 jobs are completed, progress 100% exported is completed. In a way our CSU is already prepared successfully. You can see here our jobs are also processed. So like, where is our file then, right? We must be like questioning where is the file. So if so here you will get the CSV file name, but where is that file? So if we go here, we decided that the successfully CS prepared file will be in the export CSV directory, right? So if I go to the project folder, I'm already in the project, I guess. No, I'm not. Okay, I am in the project now, export CSV Laravel. If you go to the storage directory, here export CSV, this is the folder that we specified, and if I open, you will see our CSV here. If I open this up, so let's see, it's processing. Okay, now you can see here we have name, email, contact number, and the company. So that's what we specified here in the JSON resource, right? User resource or user JSON resource, name, email, contact number, and company. And we can see that it has taken the column names from here itself, name, email, contact number, company. That's what you can see in the, they're like first letter is in the uppercase, then in the small case. You can see from contact number underscore, it has properly taken the human readable column name as a context space number, so you don't need to worry about the column names. So yeah, I mean, let's see how many records it has. Has it fetched all the records? 214k. Yes, I think it's fine. 204 and 214. We have 214. We have, so we have 2,14,213. Here we have 2,14,214. So one extra record is not a record actually. It is the count of this column. Okay, so we have, I think we have done our job successfully. Okay, so I guess we can say it worked. We have successfully exported 214k records to CSV, and it did not even take much amount of time. So what I want to show you right now is how, okay, let's delete this. Okay, okay, yeah. So the yellow one is our first response, right? So if I hit it again, the export CSV will start. So what I want to show you is how we can see the progress of this CSV. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the API again and prepare another CSV. For before that, I will edit the configuration file in such a way that it will take longer than expected. Okay, kind of. So I can show you how does exactly how things are working under the hood. So what I will do is here 50,000 are there, right? And five, I will keep this 20,000. So for one job, 20,000 records will be exported, and they will chunk into 5. So this will take a little bit more time. So in that, during that time, I can show you like how this how export CSV entry gets added in the bulk export CSV table uh, here, and how each like the columns like completed job, progress, how they get updated by themselves. Okay, so like if I go, okay, but for that I will have to have make another API before that. Yes, because this response will be just one time response. So because if you go here the documentation, here you can see extra methods. We have two methods that package gives us: find by jobs ID, cancel export CSV process. In the find by jobs ID method, you can get this record from this table. Okay, because what happens is that this model package is giving us already represents this bulk export CSV table, but package does not use this model for its convenience. It uses another model, bulk export CSV model, that package uses under the hood, and that model has these two methods. Okay, this find by jobs ID method, the cancel export CSV process. The cancel export CSV process we will look later, but this method find by jobs ID method is important for us because this will give us kind of like the live record of the export CSV process. So let's make API for it. Bulk export CSV, right? Public function get export CSV info. What we need here is a jobs ID. Okay. So, so let's copy this. Okay. I don't think we need middle for this. It's not necessary. CSV info. Okay. Let's add jobs ID as a parameter. So let's go to Thunder client. Let's make another API. What I will do here is I will start the export, but before that, let me just send a dummy jobs ID. Let me check if this API is working or not. Okay, I will return something here. Return 12. Let's see if it's working or not. And so this is working quite well. Let's rename this export CSV info. Nearby Thunder client creates another API. Okay, so we are here now. We are good to go, right? So what I will do is I will hit this API. This will start export CSV process, right? So oh, sorry. Yes, we are done. So we can see process has been started. Jobs are also started. Let's copy this jobs ID and now let's paste it here. Okay. Okay, let's go and let's remove this return to well. Here you can see and the total jobs are 11, 8 are completed, progress is 73%, export address is in progress. Hit it again, now it's completed. Okay. So this is the same, this information is coming from this table basically. So here you can see total jobs 11, completed 11, progress 100%. So CSV is prepared successfully, right? So you can go to storage. Yes, you can see here, this is the CSV. You can see size is 15 MB. So same records are fetched successfully, exported into CSV successfully. Okay, so uh, what I will do here is let's see it again exactly how it works. Okay, so I will go to the config. I will lessen this to like kind of like 10,000, so it will take more time rather than expected. Okay, so let's go, let's hit it again. We hit the API and now if we go, so here you can see now total jobs 12, completed 4, progress 18, export status in progress. So now you can see progress is getting incremented slowly, slowly, slowly. Okay. What I will do here, I will explain you like exactly what are these parameters are all about. So it's 95, it's almost done. So we have a jobs ID, okay, that we got it from here, okay. And then we have a CSV name, the name of the CSV that is prepared successfully. Total records exported, total jobs required to export, how many jobs are completed. So in a way you can broadcast this information on the front end, like how many jobs were there, how many are completed, what is the progress. This progress, you can show this progress bar on the front end. Export status completed, it was in progress, now it is completed. And as like we have processed 22 jobs, right? So it is still taking us for those 22 jobs how much time was required. So for first 1 second, 1 second, like 2 second, like as we are on the local, it is not taking much time, right? But when you will be on the production, you will see that it may have different time for each job. So you can monitor the process, like where exactly more time is going on, so you can decide if you want to go. And in the bulk export CSV configuration, if you want to lessen the number of records you want to export if per job, okay, you can decide that way. So average job times, how much average time it required to like for one job to process on average. Error, if CSU failed, if it would have failed, we would have seen the error, like what was the action that was thrown. And this is the configuration, this is the same configuration that we are having here, okay. But it has three extra parameters: records count, jobs ID, CSV path of the CSV file that is being exported is total path, and we have the batch ID as well, okay. So yeah, I mean, so this is how it works basically. But there is one thing that I think that it to tell you, like, we have not done with this handle CSV, right? This bulk export configuration we are having here. If you go here, if you see, it is being explained here that bulk export CSV configuration has all values from bulk export CSV.php. That configuration file we have, it has all values from there. But it also has jobs ID, records count, how many records are exported, and the batch ID, and the CSV path, the path of the CSV file. Okay. So what I will do here is to show you that this function was actually called when CSV was completely exported. I will call this model, like I show you at the beginning, that we have this end CSV info table. Okay. So just like you can take the CSV here and mail to the user, right? So what I will do here is that we will add the entry of this success CSV into this table, okay. So I will call this model end CSV info, okay. End CSV info, I will add the entry jobs ID we are having. Oh no. So we already have jobs ID in the configuration file, and in the which column we have success. So success, I will in the success column I will add this CSV path. So when the CSV is prepared successfully, we should be able to see the entry in this table, okay. So let's start the CSV process again. Bulk export CSV, okay, it has started. Let's check its progress quickly here. So you can see total jobs 22, completed 6, progress 27, and export status is in the in progress status. So it's 50, 55. You can also check in the table actually bulk export CSV. So this is the fourth record we are having. See, we can see 15 progress, 68 in progress. You can refresh it again, 82 in progress, 91 in progress, 100 is completed. Now as CSV is prepared successfully, you can see here, that's for CSV, that CSV we should be able to see the entry here as well. Oh, we have not seen this entry here. There's something seems to be wrong then. What's the wrong? What's the wrong? Then CSV info create handle CSV. It should have worked basically. Okay. Hmm. Well, I mean, we can see I paused the video to check what was the wrong, and I saw that the wrong thing was that we needed to restart the queue job back again. The reason behind is, queue job like stores everything in the memory. Okay, so when you will do some changes, like I did some change in the like in the model itself, right? We added this method in the model itself. So because of that, queue did not know that there is a change, so we have to stop it. So I kind of like stopped it from here and added the command back again. Okay, then I run one CSV, like we got the record here. So what I will do is I will truncate this table back again. Okay, so we have this. So I will send a request. Okay, one request, and let's see now if we get the success record for the CSV in this table. Okay. Okay, so we got the response that it has been started. Let's copy the jobs ID. Let's put it here in this API. So we can see progress is 36%, 59, 64, 68, 73, 82, 86, 91, and 5, and done. Now, this is our CSV that is prepared successfully. There must be another record. There are 5 records here, right? So we have sixth one here. We can see it's completed. You can see here now, if I click on the browse, yes, we got the jobs ID. So this is the same jobs ID we of the 6 record that we just added, like package just added for us. And the success, like we can see that once CSV gets prepared successfully, we have to add this file path at the success parameter, right? So I have added it. So this has the file path, like you can see where www, this is my local path, and you can see that export CSV Laravel, name of the project, storage directory, export CSV folder, and the name of the CSV file. This is the same CSV. So yeah, I mean, I hope you have understood exactly how this process works, how we can like use these functions for the success of the CSV, and this is for the failure. I mean, in the next video I will show you like how this failure function works, like how to tackle with it. And yes, these configurations we have to first like do the configurations before starting the export CSV process. This build methods we have, this build method gives us the our entire configuration that is being used for the export CSV request. It also gives us 3 parameters, like total number of records to export, jobs ID, and batch ID. Then we have export CSV info, the API that we made, right, from the find by jobs ID method. So it tells us the current status of that jobs ID, that export CSV process. So if you can broadcast this on the front end, like how many jobs were done, what is the progress and export status of the CSV. So yeah, I hope you have got this, you understood like how this package works, and there are lots of options to explore. So in the next video, we will see, like just like I told you, like in the like resource we make the column, like package takes the column names from this here as well. So we will, in the next video, what we will do is we will uh, give the custom names to the column from our side. Okay, so package does not need to worry about that. It does not have to take it from these keys. And I will also show you how this failure method we can use, like how, like, let's check like if this failure also gets triggered when the job gets failed. Okay, so till that, thank you.